Hey, oh wait, hold on. There we go. Now that I pushed record, I'm trying to make more of a habit of me, I don't know, recording my gameplay while I don't even know. Oh, I heard that coming a mile away. Alright, let's see. Kind of just setting everything up here. Alright, there's something on my right, and I have to deal with it quickly. Alright, so I have had a lot on my mind the last few days. I also apologize for the incredibly late night stream. I mean, in all hindsight, I don't think anyone would really complain. I think we're all just kind of, oh, Tibbs is live, you know, if people even care at all. So, I don't know. What do I want to talk about? I don't know what happened yesterday. I woke up. No, actually, start from the very beginning, right? Might as well. Yesterday morning around 4 a.m., I had some thoughts in my brain. We beat our trolls. I mean, if you want to call it that. I was targeted with slander, defamation, stalking, and harassment by a group of people that were just predatory on every level. And the gist of it is, I had a problem with their gross rhetoric about kids. I didn't want to hear nasty things that bother me, you know? And I do ask people not to do that in my live chat. I don't care if you think it's funny. I don't care if you're just kidding. People won't see it that way every time, and I sure as hell don't. These people did not like that, and they went to bat for some of the scummiest human beings I had ever encountered. There was a lot of... the majority of the conversation kind of had to do a lot with predators and exposing them, discussing the fact that somebody should stop just turning a blind eye to this and someone should speak up and raise awareness. It went from exposing predators to becoming a mass bullying campaign to try to push me off the internet because I, Jonathan Bruce Tibbetts of TiBBzTV, know and have said too much. Personally, I don't care about your feelings in the matter. I don't care where you come from. I don't care where you're going. If you treat me like a punching bag because I told you the truth, maybe I'm not the problem, you know. About 4 years later, we finally win. Inadvertently, of course, because somehow that seems to be how it always works out. It was a game of who could last longer. I've said this in the past. That was always kind of the objective. If we couldn't convince people to do something about what they should be doing, then we'll just wait until someone is extinguished first. Eventually, people did want to do something, but not because of what I was saying, even though nobody wants to admit that I was right. It's whatever. It's whatever. Fucking the pride of human beings is like, we can't just admit Tibbs was right the whole time and maybe stop treating him like crap. No. It was always the issue of, you know, I have to keep my ego intact and not, you know, admit that I was wrong and maybe apologize, you know? An apology for all that I've had to endure by these people who were just gullible would go such a long way. Let's go this way. We're just going to be unlocking locations. Got the Explorer perk, so I just got to figure this is a good way to get XP. We're also done with hardcore mode. I finished it. So now I have to get the 10,000 points of health, and that's going to take some time. However, I'm mainly grinding XP for the moment. But anyway, yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, so, you know, I think it's a shameful thing that no one can just, you know, fess up and, hey, so my bad, Tibbs. We thought they were telling the truth, you know? No, they are now dumping on the very people that lied about me in the first place, and no one can give me any credit. And for the simple fact that I didn't lie to you. I was telling you the truth the whole time. And they're seeing that, but they don't want to admit that, you know, I'm the one who called out before anyone else. And to all of you, fuck you. Honestly. Like, what the hell's wrong with people? Oh, no. First, it's let's lie about Tibbs because we just don't want to, you know, look into it. No one wants to listen to him because he's a lolcow. I'm a lolcow, by the way. I'm only a lolcow because I told the truth and exposed a sicko. Makes you wonder about the rest of the lolcows, doesn't it? Really does pull the narrative out into the open and make you question what the truth actually is. Not that I give a shit. It was my name. I'm allowed to defend my name. But whatever. Whatever. It is what it is. Okay? People finally starting to pay the price for what they've done. Things are going haywire on the internet. And apparently, you know, no one wants to just, oh, you know, let's try to fix this, you know? No, it's an ongoing situation where, oh, well, now we're going to target those guys because it turns out a certain somebody was right, but we'll pretend he doesn't exist. And that just makes me wonder what the fuck I was even trying for. Chances are none of you would even know it weren't for me, but moving right along, right? We won. All the major players of ranked material have been wiped out. They either all DFE'd or were doxxed and chased off the internet for the sickos that they are. I don't care if I was responsible or not. Fact is, they're gone. At least, all the major players, right? So with that in mind, I don't know about you, but that kind of looks like I won. If it was a game of who lasts longest, I'm still here. They are not. Their scragglers do not count. So, you know, kind of just... I don't know. I want to say that I'm enjoying the moment, but I'm also kind of not, you know? Like, I feel like there's so many other things about this that could have been nicer. I mean, it is what it is, right? Anyway, time goes by. Truth finally comes out. Everyone pretends Tibbs is still a piece of shit, despite the fact that that lie came from those people to begin with. And they're doing the same thing to other people, which is what pisses people off, apparently. But what I have to ask is this. Why do you say that they're liars, manipulators, and they abuse people through very disturbing ways, yet you still believe them on what they said about me? I question that level of retarded stupidity, but it is what it is. Where's that point where the victory feels like a victory, though, as a result? It doesn't. Yeah, the trolls are gone. They got chased off the internet or they DFE'd. And you type in TiBBzTV, it's mainly my content that comes up, which is beautiful. I love that. My name is my name again. I can rebuild finally. And yet I look around and there's nobody. All our assets were gone. The war of attrition was effective. I'm not saying they achieved, you know, success, but it's kind of hard to say they didn't at the same time, you know. Their goal was to make sure I never have a chance to grow. Well, they made it very difficult, didn't they? Oh, okay. My OBS. I was like wondering why it wasn't moving. And then I realized there's no delay on the OBS. I'm stupid. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, now I have this predicament, right? Where I am now in the recovery process. No one will ever know or give a shit what my story was. Nobody gives a shit that it all came from me to begin with. No one gives a crap that I'm only put out half the stuff that you're using even now. And that's fine. I can recover now. I can slowly build myself back up as a person. I can fucking try to rebuild everything I've lost. And that's going to be a pain, you know? And there's going to be these moments of deep, deep depression. Almost worse than it was at the time, by the way. Because now that the war is over and the dust has settled, I'm the only one left. So many people sold out to have a quiet, peaceful life from the harassment these people gave. And that, I guess I have to be the better man and understand. Can't say I want to, but the better part of me says I get it. The psychology of it is I do understand selling out so that you can have a quiet, happy life. So you turned your backs on me. It's whatever. So whatever. I don't need to give names. A lot of people. A lot of people. Too fucking many. All because trolls targeted their families and shit. I don't know where the police were in all of this, by the way. Someone targets your family with death threats, you think people would go to the police, but apparently I'm the only one who has that common sense. And no one wants to listen to me because everyone's like, oh, no, we just got to give these terrorists what they want, and then, eventually they'll go away. How'd it work out for you? Fuck. Stupid people. So yeah, I'm in this moment of depression. I got all these issues now. I guess. Do I really have issues? I don't know. I mean, on one hand of things, I'm fucking miserable and dead inside. On the other hand of things, I'm optimistic the future has some, something to it, right? That's the most that I can really do with the current situation. So I made this video yesterday, or the day before yesterday. How much time has passed since the 4 a.m. stream? That's a members only. It feels like an eternity at this point for some reason. I made that video and I was talking about how, this is all kind of stuff that I was processing. There's a lot of things that I deal with behind the scenes, and there's going to be a point very soon where I'm going to tell you guys all about it. Not because of recent events, just because I did say after it was over I would tell you guys, and I don't know about you, but it feels kind of over to me. Not that anyone knows what it is. And if you do know, keep your mouth shut. I want to tell the story. It's my story to tell. It's my life. The stress has been a lot. And I don't know. There's a lot of frustration in my life right now. Mainly because of how much of a struggle it is. I mean, they picked the worst time. You could have destroyed my life 10, 15 years ago, and then 4 years after that, it would have been easy to build. Now we're talking about the economy is trash. Our president has made everything, as far as funding, go out the window. Jobs aren't hiring. You realize it costs money to rebuild a life. It really does. It's whatever. Most I can do is sit here and complain, right? And try to figure it out as we go. And that's what that video yesterday really was. It was me discussing those things, Here, hit me a little bit. Alright. Let's give them a few shots. Anyway, I need to lose health in this so that I can eat the food needed to regain my health. That's the whole point of this. Maybe I crouch a bit. They can hit the head actually more. Oh my god, the baby. You've never seen tiny ones before. That's a new one on me. Anyway, I made the video members only, though, afterwards. And this is why, okay? I have a very strict policy on how I do my channel. I want my public videos to be more about gameplay than anything else, but I'm still going to tell you guys what's going on in my life via streams and or uploads on occasion. And when I do, I try to make them either members only, or I private them, put them over on Rumble or something. I don't want my channel to be focused so much on the negative, but I want you guys to know what's on my brain at the same time. And so I made the video members only because of that. I don't think I need to explain myself to literally anybody, okay? But the problem with being TiBBzTV is that you have 500,921 scumbags who insist on taking my videos, clipping them down to the bare components to cause drama, and then lying to people that when they tag them. Which is what I honestly think happened with 89M yesterday. 89M came into our chat. He told me via the live chat, do you think people are poisoning your opinions of D-Chat and I? And I'm over here like, no. Now, bear in mind, at the time, I did not know this information. And I still stand by everything that I said. I'm not going to sit here and take anything back. Like, I might unban him in a week when I feel like I want to go through the settings and have to go and revisit all the bullshit that's in my settings. But I kind of sat there and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I didn't want to talk yesterday. I was in a mood. I mean, when I have the mic on but I don't do a lot of talking, that means I'm in a mood, okay? And I'm sorry, guys. I know that people may understand this because we're on YouTube. It's kind of a thing all over YouTube, right? I don't want to read every comment. If I ignore your comments or I don't really... Look at all these comments by D-Chat. You think I'm going to read every single one of those? knowing that that's mainly him promoting the channel. And I appreciate you, DJ. You're doing an amazing job, okay? But if I'm going to sit here and read emoji, a wave, salute, 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 '07, salute, mod, hashtag mod power, like, we don't need to, right? Oh, no, you're good. You're good. You are not the issue. I'm just giving examples, okay? I'm trying to express myself through examples and, social commentary, I guess, right? But see, yesterday was one of those days where I didn't want to read any comments, but I was willing to respond to people if your comment was interesting enough. Because remember, on YouTube, you can go to any channel that streams on YouTube. Any channel. And if you go on Twitch to the big guys like Asmongold, Emerald, Tectone, go to YouTube, right, with JD Delay and Voice Critical. They don't read all your comments. And in fact, most of the big YouTubers will sit there and ignore all of you until you start doing super chats. I've spent 13 years on this platform. I have a right to say I don't want to read comments today because I'm still responding to you guys. I was in a sour mood. There's been things going on in my personal life that, yes, some things are very good, but some things are also very much a downer. Remember, I'm working with nothing to rebuild a life that I didn't deserve to lose in the first place. I could have sworn we hit that. It's okay. We're just killing time and talking today. 89M comes into the chat, and I'm assuming it's because I wasn't talking shit at the time. Like, I don't want to talk crap about everything. I don't want there to be drama all the time, I want to just vibe, play my game, and forget about the world. I come here to YouTube, I've said this a billion times. I come to YouTube not to entertain you all, not to validate anyone, but to get my mind off shit. It's my cope. I've said this for how many years, So I thought that was the issue. And he starts talking about how he didn't see the video because he's not a member. I'm like, oh, that's fine. It'll be up somewhere else at some point, I'm sure. Because my videos never stay private. And members only? How long have they ever stayed members only, They often go to Rumble or Odyssey, if anything. And Rumble's kind of the one we're going to stick with. We're just going to flood that with all my non-public content. Why not, right? Because there's no real censorship over there. I mean, they're starting to be, but it's whatever. Oh, we're getting hit by something. I don't know what this is. Oh, give me a moment here. I gotta deal with this. Problem solved. Now I'll read comments in a bit. I don't really want to do a whole lot until I get my thought across, but I'm still gonna read comments. I always do. Yesterday I didn't want to. I didn't know what was going on. And apparently, unbeknownst to me, 89M had an issue with something he had seen elsewhere. I still do not know exactly where he saw it or what exactly the context was, other than, I did not watch your video, TiBBz, because it's members only, yet somehow he noted a part of that video that pissed him off. How did you see it then? You either had access and a way to see it, or you didn't see it. I don't know what the hell the issue was. And if you listen to the video, it's the full video, okay? The context around it made sense, I'm sure. But if you have some guy sipping it saying, oh yeah, fuck everybody, you're all gonna walk at me anyway, I don't know. I mean, I can go make a clip, and if anyone can point me to the re-upload, I can figure it out. But this is the thing that irks me, right? 89M has been here long enough to know that people from that side of things will gaslight the crap out of people. It's all about misinforming as many people as possible so they will hate me by any means necessary. Does not matter if everything's a lie or not. They will do anything in their power to make people hate my guts. Mainly people that support my content right now. So I'm like, how did you fall for this at the same time? Because if you didn't see my version of the video, then you did not watch the full video. If you watch it elsewhere, it's from a clip channel that's always trying to misinform people. And I hate being the YouTuber that has that going on. Because I can't stop those people except report the freaking crap out of their channels. And even that only goes so far. But whatever, right? So, I had a lot of time to think about it yesterday because after that stream was over and after the vibe was dead and after I lost my shit on him because I'm sorry. He's in here lying about me saying I discredited him and how I'm trying to gaslight. There's no more trolls, so now you're churning your audience. I'm like, how? By not wanting to read comments today? What kind of mental retardation is that? And at the time, I called him some slurs. That's where I went wrong, I think. If we're going to talk about accountability here, me using the the gay slurs to insult him probably was not okay. I will fess up, that was not cool. I'm sorry, I didn't. You're calling me a liar. You're calling me a piece of crap because I didn't read your comments or because you saw a snippet from a person that you know is going to lie to you. I'm like, man. And I just drop slurs, and I feel bad about that. I do. He didn't deserve that. Chances are it was miscommunication. Chances are he was lied to. Chances are he jumped the gun on what he saw and didn't even bother to ask me what was the full video. You guys want to see a full version of video? Ask me. I will upload it to Rumble if you don't have it, and then you can actually watch for yourselves, and then you can make the actual judgment call. But if you have people that are making fun of my weight and doxing my social security number and acting like a bunch of jackasses because I exposed a sick fuck, maybe you don't listen to them. You know what I mean? Like, that would make no sense. They're already biased, and clearly they don't like me for being honest. And they're making fun of my weight. How honest could they be? It's the sad part is I had to explain this to anyone because I thought 89M would already know this, but I don't know. Yesterday was a stupid day, so I guess I need to pass. Anyway, after that stream, I didn't go to sleep at all. I was up till God, fuck, how late was I up? I think I have insomnia, if we're being honest. I don't know. I can't confirm that. I mean, that's a hell of a thing to just throw out in the open, right? I might have insomnia. How do you know? Is there a way to know for sure? If there is, I don't know what it is, and so I don't know. But I know that I was awake up until about 1 or 2 o'clock the next day. And then, I received some unfortunate news about one of the things I'm dealing with in my personal life. Let's just put it this way. You would think that you could rely on people more. So that got me all depressed. And I'm not streaming most of it today. I wanted to stream today. I wanted to do a lot. Yesterday, while I was not live and in my feelings and awake all night and deep into the next day, I finished hardcore mode on Thief Simulator 2. We finished that game. That upload will be up this week if it's not already, which I think should be tomorrow, actually. And then I got hardcore mode on Fallout New Vegas. That video will also be up this week at some point. I'm thinking the next couple of days. These are raw video, just like my streams. I don't do edits. I just play the game, talk whatever I want to talk about, upload. I like the uploads process, to be honest. It's starting to grow on me a bit. That whole time, I had time to think about this. Do I hate 89M? Am I mad at him? Is he a piece of shit? No to all three. I think that we've been dealing with so much misinformation and lies by these scummy people that are so desperate for a win. They know that 89M and me have been together through this whole thing as buddies. Because honestly, he was as much of a victim as I was by these people. And I don't think anyone should ever give him shit for what he had to go through. For what? For seeing through the bullshit, not believing what he was told to believe, not shutting his mouth when people told him fuck off or you're fucked. No, he was a good dude. He still is. Yesterday I came off as an asshole, and I think it's my responsibility to apologize when I fuck up. I should not have called him any slurs. I should have probably tried to understand the situation better. And I shouldn't let my bad mood jump the gun, even though I don't know entirely what caused his issues to begin with. And I still stand by the fact that if I don't want to comment or read all the comments today, I won't. Some days I just want to focus on the game. And that's, to be fair, it's YouTube. We should be doing that anyway. Why have I not unbanned him yet? Because I just never got around to it. I slept from like 1 o'clock till about 2 hours ago, I want to say. I have been down in the dumps. I've been avoiding a lot of my YouTube feed. And to be honest, I don't know why the hell I'm waiting this long. Let's just go unban him now. And if he wants to continue being a mod, and if he wants to figure out some kind of a way to, I don't know, where I can make it right, then I'm open all ears. There's not a whole lot I can really offer at the same time. I don't have a lot of options. But I do feel bad. The guy has been one of us for so long. I don't know why the hell yesterday even happened, to be honest. And to be honest, I do think that I handled some of it very poorly. Because whatever the hell is going on in my life does not mean I can treat someone like crap just because they don't know what's going on from what they're seeing. I mean, I don't know what he thought I was discrediting him on. You know? if that makes sense. I'm looking for... There it is. I'm hoping that's him. Oh, we don't have that many banned users. That's trippy. Why is Kerfuffle banned? These ones can all fuck off and go to... These ones, all these other ones, if you're banned beyond the few people I just unbanned, go choke on a dick and die. These people all suck. I'm glad they're all banned, but 8IM and the other person should not have been. I don't know. And Kerfuffle too, but Kerfuffle is just a dick, okay? But they come in here and they're usually chill 90% of the time. I don't know. I guess maybe that was on me. I don't know. Anyway, 8IM, I'm sorry for how I delivered what I was trying to say, and maybe I should have been more understanding. Still, I don't like people lying about me, especially when it's something so ridiculous. You know, if you have an issue with me or a video that you saw, ask me about it. Be straight up, you know? No one's... I do think there is one more thing that I do need to bring up. In that 4 a.m. video, I made the comment that it would not surprise me if people were to walk out of my life now that the troll stuff is over. Now, maybe between, you know, homeboys, whatever, maybe that could be a little bit frustrating to hear. You know, I don't know. But when I said that at the time, what I was trying to express was we have been tied together because of this troll stuff. You know, now that the trolls are gone, what's really keeping the glue intact? Now, maybe I'm wrong. There's a really good chance that I could be wrong. I mean, I didn't think D-Chat would stick around for this long. My bullshit, you know, like I thought he'd be gone a long time ago. Nope, D-Chat has been one of the most dedicated people to making this channel grow in any capacity, and I really do appreciate D-Chat. Hexus? We should start calling him Hexus because that's the name he chose, and I should respect that. He's been here since 2023. I don't know how he feels now, and if he doesn't want to come back, I do understand. Because I did fuck that up, honestly. I mean, I'm just going to take the L here. Even though there's reasons why I respond the way I did, whether it's justified or not, I'm still going to take the L. Why not? I'm a very prideful person, guys. And part of me is worried that now that these issues are no longer at play, I think that sometimes people leaving is inevitable. For a number of reasons. I'm going to take a moment here to explain the best that I can, okay? Numero uno, okay? We aren't fighting trolls anymore. It's our main enemies are gone. That group was the only real group that was left. April 23 left a long time ago. Thank fucking God that diddler's off the internet. Flips Gaming, his channel got abandoned a long time ago. RM got wiped off the board. There was nobody else. I don't care about the Cyrax trolls. In fact, most of them and I get along fine. Half my community is Cyrax trolls. Well, Cyrax troll community members. They like to watch and be a part of the community that terrorizes Cyrax. But that's besides the point. Cyrax is a predator. He gets what he deserves, right? Let's do explosives. No, I don't want to do explosives. Let's do medicine. There we go. I lost my train of thought. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I would like to... I don't even know. I lost my train of thought. Between the leveling up and thought of the Cyrax trolls. Oh yeah, we don't have a whole lot of people in this conflict anymore that keep us... The one thing that brought us all together is no longer there. Now, I know that that sounds like, oh, you're abandoning me. No, 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 no. Fuck that shit. I want you guys to go out and live a better life than this. The trolls are gone. Now there's nothing stopping you from living the best life you can. And if we end up not talking anymore, that was my point. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, I do feel like it's inevitable people will eventually walk away. And yeah, that bums me out as a thought because of how much we bonded during this whole crisis. But at the same time, even in that video, I'm like, I would rather see you guys happy. I want everybody to be happy. That's been my problem my whole life, is trying to make everybody happy. I'd rather you go out and be happy than be here. What, you're going to sit there? You're going to sit here at 90 years old watching TiBBzTV when I'm 112? Come on. I don't believe that. You shouldn't believe that. You should be out there living the best life you fucking can. That those people can't hold you back no more. The gatekeeping is over. The terrorizing your families is finally over. We won. And so that was what I was trying to say, and I guess he took it the wrong way. And if I'm wrong, you guys stay here for the rest of time, hey, I'll happily be wrong, but, you know, the thought's still there, you know? How did you mess up at your job? I should read these comments. Give me a moment here. Let's see. D-Chat says at 9:42 p.m. Again, I understand that my secondary role here is to help generate engagement momentum. So I kind of have the expectation that things I say will stimulate discussion and lively atmosphere. I mean, it's not really a responsibility, but it's kind of like if you're going to be in the chats, talk about something, you know? That's why I didn't close out the chat despite how I felt yesterday. I want you guys to still have a space to talk if you want to. I hate that we have to worry about what asshole's going to come here and ruin it, but still, that's why I keep the chats open. And if I don't want to talk, you guys still do talk, and, you know, if I want to respond, I do. You know, I mean, I was depressed yesterday, but clearly my mic was on. I was going to say something after a point. I just need to get it out of my funk. That's why I come to YouTube. I love this platform. I wish I could be on Twitch, but fuck Twitch. They don't want me. I'm too honest. Let's see. D-Chat says, usually when it's non-talking stream, there's an indicator of such. Again, if I had that, I would have acted accordingly. Well, that's the thing. I didn't want to talk at that moment. But I was in my brain telling myself, there's going to come a point where I'm going to want to say something. Lady friend ain't around, so there's no reason to have it be mute, you know. That's why I do the mute streams, because I have a female friend who I hang out with that in some capacity is important to me. And to protect her from the stalkers that I deal with, and the scragglers that remain, mind you, then I like to keep her name and her voice and everything about her out of it. That way she doesn't have to deal with it on any level. What? They're going to snip at that and then start making all these weird, gross, just nasty videos about her voice? I don't need that. What, she's on camera and they make fun of her nonstop? I don't think she should have to deal with that. So now the entire internet is convinced that I'm either making it up or whatever. Guess what? That's fine because she's safe. But that's why I do the mute streams. If the streams aren't mute, that means she ain't here. You know, and that's why I do that. It's just to protect that one person because I couldn't protect the rest. And I'm sick of losing people. So you can call me a liar. You can say I'm LARPing, anything. At least I know she's not going to be like the rest and be chased out of my life by some fucking whack job on the internet. And there are two that remain. Frog and HS. Those are the two that remain. Because I guess the rest of them haven't caught up to those two guys yet. We'll give it time. I imagine they'll burn too. They are part of the same groups the other guys were part of. So, it is what it is, right? Let's see. Hexus is a cool guy, says D-Chat. I think he was just confused like I kind of was. And I saw the video, but mostly I got out of it how much has been lost over all the years and starting to focus on self-care. Yeah, that's exactly what I said, too. I don't know where he saw it because he didn't have the membership to watch it. I mean, it's $1 to get in. But if you don't have access, ask me. I usually put the shit on Rumble for free regardless. It's just here, people sometimes, you know what I mean? And I don't even hate 89M. Looking back on it, maybe with the confusion he had, maybe he had a right to feel a little upset because he didn't know what the truth was. And I was a dick, and I'm sorry. I want to give excuses because I know that my excuses probably would make it understandable of what I've been going through behind the scenes. But he's supposed to be one of the homies, and I fucked that up, and I as much as I feel like maybe it was justified, I still feel it's the appropriate thing to apologize and say, you know what, I did fuck up. I could have left. I don't know why I called him slurs. I mean, first of all, now I have to private the video. What the fuck's wrong with me? I don't want to put the video back up now because I feel like it's just an insult to him, and that's not what I want to do. But like, see, there's those very few streams where I just let the stream just die and fade into non-existence. Because now if I put it up, it's like I'm showcasing that humiliating moment where we all were bickering. I don't think that needs to be our legacy. I feel stupid. I do. D-Chat says, I've generally been trying to do that. Just felt like I messed up at my job. No, man, you, like I said that day, you didn't do anything wrong. Oh, we're winning in a big way, too. Not going to say much more about it, but yes, I think it is finally over. Oh, I already know it's over. I'm just, I don't know. Like, I know it's over. I know that anything I say will probably get dismissed because that's what's popular, right? No one wants to hear where this information all came from. Me, by the way, the person they target, the person that everyone hates for things that are clearly not true, right? They hate me, and they don't want to hear that all this information they're now using against these people came from me. What kind of fucking assholery is that? I do not know, but it's whatever. If it's over, it's over, but now I'm so focused on how do I rebuild. First thing I want to get, my PS5 back. You know why? Because if I'm going to rebuild all of this life, I got to at least enjoy myself in my off time, right? PS5 is going to be such a pain in the ass, though, because their things are not cheap anymore. How much even are they? Like $7,000 or some shit? Let's see. There soon won't be a soul online who doesn't know what was happening to us. Fraud is on major damage control. Yeah, I know he is. I know he's on damage control. That's why he comes in here to fucking talk his shit. Because somebody has to. Otherwise, no one will be able to. All of them get yeeted. All of them. GeoGuessr's channel, DFE'd. Tony at Work's channels, channels. More than one, by the way. All DFE'd. Chad Gaming and all of his channels, DFE'd. This includes Rumble, I've noticed. Cinemas and all of his channels, doxed and DFE'd. Mark's the noob. There is not a soul that remains, okay? There's like 2, maybe 3 guys. It looks like 2, because the rest of them kind of just fucked off after what happened recently. And I do not know where they found that information. I'm assuming it came from someone within their own group. But here's the thing. With they're all gone, all they can do is try to keep the memory alive of let's shit on TiBBz. That's what our entire culture was about. They can't accept the fact that they lost everything they've ever loved. Oblivion came for them, clearly. I would do a Coca-Cola wannabe sponsor, but not today, Coke. Not today. No, I think reality is they're on damage control because they need to have some way to keep this going. Because they were so hyped up to do that kind of BS. You think Bill Chaffin was the first one? No. I was. Before me was Swain the Antimator and Faith Davidson. Josh Dale. Before them, Cassandra. Mama Cass. And before her, there were other people. No one wants to admit that. It's fine. You don't have to admit it. See, they were so excited. That's all they have in their life is to bully people, right? Now their group has been basically completely exterminated. The genocide of ranked material. That's what we're calling it. Or, if you want a really good name for it, the Trollpocalypse. Because that's what it is, okay? All they have left is try to keep that memory alive of what they used to do for fun that made them help them cope. And they don't have it anymore because everything they know and love came to an end. Just as I promised. I never said it was me that was going to do it. I just said it was going to happen. The point of keeping it vague is you usually end up right that way. Stupid, but it's true. If you actually understand how a situation works, you understand how morality aligns with things, you understand how people are as a whole, You can guesstimate any event in history and always be right. That's why Nostradamus was so smart. That's how he always knew what was going to happen. Because he didn't actually know. He was smart enough to calculate how people are, and if you kept going down a certain line of path of how things are, well, eventually these things will happen the way he says. I'm not saying I'm Nostradamus too. No, I'm saying if you're smart, you know what's going to happen before it does. And I did say people are going to eventually catch on. Eventually, oblivion will come for them. Everything they've ever known and loved. That's all HSThatSO actually do. That's why they do what they do. That's why they're trying to keep this alive. It's because this was the one thing that kept their lives intact. They hate their lives. They hate who they are. One guy LARPs as a Muppet, and one guy is probably just Chad, if we're being honest here. Who knows? Their entire life is centered around treating people like shit. They need to keep that memory intact. If they don't, nothing works out for them. Reality is, the only reason they keep it going is because it's all that they have left. And all their buddies that made it so successful are gone. That being said, it's very fucking over. Like I said, right now we're currently what I call the recovery process. The recovery phase. We are slowly coming out of one phase of horrible bullshit and entering into another. I mean, yeah, it is a hassle. It is bullshit. It is painful to have to deal with it. Do I really want to kill the coyotes? Fuck it, why not? Oh, with the puppies. You know what? I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't kill the puppies. But anyway, I guess that's the beautiful thing about it, though, right? Is though this next phase will suck too. This phase is all about rebuilding. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna suck. It's gonna create some very bad moods. It's gonna create tension. Why wouldn't it? You know. So I'm noticing that on the Xbox it's fine, but on the OBS there's a pull. That's what happened that one day on Hitman a while back. It wasn't the game that was doing that. It was the OBS. So if it looks like it's having a yank session, that's why. It's not a strong enough pull of feed. There's also an issue with connection, I've noticed. But it's not terrible. I am recording this. I will be uploading this as an upload, and it'll be, say, upload version. Because that's how I get around the lag issue. If the entire stream is good, then I don't need to upload it. I just delete the copy. But to be honest, I think I should be recording every stream from now on, uploading that video, and then delete the copy. Because my computer's not having enough space for all that, okay? It's just too much. And I've always been safe on YouTube with understanding the rules and how to not get banned or lose my content. What the fuck? What the fuck? Got him that time. But I want to try to make a habit out of recording my streams. Because A, that's what Asmongold does, right? That's what Tectone and Amaru and everybody else does. There's so many VOD channels. That's One Fast Arachnid. I got Tremors and Kevin Bacon vibes off that. But that's what every other channel does, right? They do a stream, and then they just upload the content. They call it slop. Oh, no. I really should let them hit me at this point. I'm trying to lose health. Here. Take your best shot. I'll wait right here. So, I want to try to make this more of a thing, though. Because YouTube favors uploads more anyway. And if I'm streaming and they're recording the stream, and you have two copies. One where it's there, it's live, and somehow, for whatever fucking dumb reason, it's just a terrible quality, right? Come on, man. You can do better than this. Here, aim for the headshot. Aim for the headshot. All right. While he's doing that. Not really. What, is a fucking mosquito biting you? Come on. Do better than that. But then you also have the non-live version where the quality is crisp. It's a good picture. It's a good video. You can hear things that you may have missed due to the lag in the live version. And also, YouTube gets to feed its ego of having more uploads on the platform. Which means I get to finally do what I was supposed to do all those years ago. I don't really want to edit my videos, though, because I feel like... I don't like editing. If anyone wants to become an editor for my channel, let me know. I'm down to see what you guys are capable of, but I want to know what you can do first, okay? And I also would like to look at it and see it before I approve it for release. That's all I would ask. And then, whatever money... Okay, this is what I will say. I want views. You guys, as an editor, would probably want the paycheck, okay? So we'll do a 25-75% cut if you're an editor. I only need one editor. That means your pocket's getting lined because you get the 75% cut as long as I get the views. If you want to take my live streams and edit them into uploads and give them a nice little... then if you can hit at least 500 views, that is my starting point, okay? Once we hit a certain threshold of viewers, I would expect you to go to at least 1,000, okay? But I'll give you the 75% of the cut that you make. I make the content, you do the editing, you keep 75% if you want to be an editor, okay? That's the best offer you're going to get on this fucking platform, okay? And it's the only offer I can really give because I do need 25%. And if you're making a lot of views and it's really going places, then that 25% cut will go a long ways for me. But I would rather have the growth, okay? And then in 5 years we can renegotiate. That's what I'm putting on the table. Is it stupid? Maybe. But I'm thinking about long-term investment, okay? I'd rather have the views than worry about the actual payment. Although money is nice too. We're monetized, so, you know. I mean, my paychecks are small. With the right editor, they could be a lot bigger. You see what I'm going with here? But anyway. My doubts of anyone actually requesting to jump on are pretty high. I don't think anyone's actually going to say, hey, I'll be an editor. You just don't see that. Okay, we got to let our health stack up. Where are we at as far as the challenge? Oh, we're almost there. And after that, we're going to do the DLC, and then we should have 100% of the game. I want to get the PS5 for 2 reasons. One, I miss my PlayStation. Winner misses her PlayStation more so, but deal with that math what you will. But also, Platinum Trophy was such a cool thing to have. And now that I'm more motivated to do Platinum runs, or 100% runs if you're on Xbox, I do feel like it would be beneficial to bring that back to the table. You know? Anyway, I think we should get out of this rad situation. I imagine if we hit every single map marker point, eventually we'll hit what we need to for quota on this. That's the only one I don't think we can hit, though. But hell do I know. There's a hidden supply cave right here. Guess we'll go there, this way. But anyway, just thinking about my YouTube, you know, what I want to do with it. Since we're in the rebuilding phase, I gotta think of all the things that I want to do to rebuild my life. First things first, what have I lost? I lost a PC in all of this, a desktop that was worth 10 grand. We're definitely not putting that kind of money back into it. That's not really necessary nowadays, I've noticed. Even though RAM is expensive, PCs can be a decent price if you know where to look. So, you gotta get a desktop PC at some point, a PS5 and the PSVR 2, because I want to play Hitman in VR. Something about that got my rocks off. Where? I think it's behind. Unless it's inside there. I'm glad the puppies are not in here. I would have felt horrible. Is this a ghoul? I guess we'll take that shit. Oh yeah, we're also right now trying to get 10,000 points healed with food, as well as unlock as many locations and potentially get to level 30 before we do the DLC. We're doing nothing else for the main story from here on out, and we're probably just going to kill everything, but that's besides the point. Just so you guys understand what this playthrough is at this point in time. I might do a final playthrough later on down the road. I'm not sure. Same with Hitman. I do think we should max everything on Hitman, do freelance and all that, but that's just. I want to do other things for a minute, though. You know, we did a lot of Hitman. 60 episodes of these long-ass streams is a bit much. But no, desktop PC, the PS5, PSVR 2. I also would like to get back into the, I would like to invest to get back my PS1 and PS2 stuff. I mean, sure, there of course is the, come back here later when we have a higher lockpick skill. We'll level up next time we level up. But, I like the emulator stuff, but there's nothing quite like having the raw, actual collection. I also would like to have it to the point where I don't have to have a curtain up anymore. I think a year of no bullshit from trolls. Once we know it's officially, they've all been gone for about a year, then I can take the curtain down finally. Gives me enough time to think about how I want to have my setup in the background. I want to have a bookshelf that's just all the games that I've either played and finished or games that I love. Maybe have like one of those Fallout mini nukes, because you know they have the mini nuke with a Fallout collection on PC. I used to have one. I don't know what happened to it because the last 4 years have been shit, honestly. I hope Sony has taken the hint and fixed some stuff. Oh, right now, if you type in, I don't remember what the search term was, is PS5 becoming popular in 2026? Apparently it's rising in popularity. Is PS5 rising in popularity? And the AI overview of Google tells you what all the information on the internet is saying for this point in time, right? It says, yes, the PS5 is rapidly rising in popularity, with sales surging in late 2025 despite price increases. As of late 2025, the console surpassed the 84 million units shipped. Damn, PS5, I didn't know I had it in it. Outpaced the lifetime sales of the PS3 and continues to grow in market share compared to the PS4. I have a PS4. It's a shit console now. It's the only loss here. Key factors in rising popularity: strong sales momentum. Despite a price hike in August 25, PS5 unit sales grew over 10% in September of 2025. High market share. During Black Friday 2025, the PS5 captured 47% of console sales in the US, outselling competitors and reaching 62% in the UK. There's a growing ecosystem. The PlayStation Network reported 119 million monthly active users, which is incredible for gaming. That's incredible. You cannot go wrong with that. Increasing by 3 million over the previous year. Platform adoption. As of earlier 2026, the PS5 shipped over 92 million units. That's just early 2026, by the way. Positioning itself as a highly successful, fast-growing console generation. I think a lot of this has to do with the failures of Xbox. I do think people are jumping there because of the Xbox issues. Also, $30 for Game Pass, which, you know, some of us are stuck with, is nothing when you look at PS5 and it's $20 for the exact same stuff. PS5 is doing better on pricing too. The console is currently considered the most profitable and successful in PlayStation history, driven by exclusive titles and broadened player base. Yeah, if there was ever a time to go back, now is the time. And I want to, really, really bad. Let's see, again, that PSP debacle sort of was the last straw. Yeah, I feel that PSP was there were some good games on PSP. I just never got to experience them, unfortunately. But apparently they've actually made some turnarounds, and you know, at that point I can't be you know, you gotta really appreciate that, I guess. Did we already unlock that? We did. Okay. So we're gonna go to Bradley's shack over here. And that is this way. But anyway, yeah, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do it though. Because if I look at PS5 sales, right? Hold on, let me just do this real quick. So, oh, hold on. PS5 4 sale. That'll be a way to do it, right? Let's see. They're about, most of them are about $400. Wow, they're actually cheaper than they were last time I bought one. Wow, I actually could be saving money. They also have. Oh my god, my dick just got rock hard, guys. I have a full mass stiffy right now because I just saw a Sony. This is apparently available in the general vicinity of things, right? A Sony PlayStation 5 console, all black. You know, I'm not emo, okay? I'm not. I just really think anything that's just everything in black. I wear all black. My Xbox is all black. My laptop's all black. All my friends are black. I'm kidding. That last one is a lie, okay? But like, they did as a community give me the N pass. So anyway, no, but like an all black PS5 console? That just sounds awesome. Crawl out from the fallout. I know, right? How you doing, by the way, man? Yeah, I'm hoping that we can get enough revenue. So I figure if I save my YouTube check, which is gonna be about 157 right now, like we're earning $1.50 a day, I've noticed, which is a lot higher than it was last year. Last year, well, 2025, right? It was like 12 cents per week, I think it was. It was terrible. Now we're getting, well, okay, it's $100 in 3 to 4 months. Now we're getting a lot higher numbers than we were. So I'm thinking we could probably grind out the YouTube streaming and then get my PS5 back. It's funny, the guy that I sold it to, the business, he was like, oh yeah, if you want to come back, come get it. Apparently that was a cool thing. I know some cool people out here. Let's see, just been busy as heck lately. I envy you. I do. I'm trying to figure out anything I can to figure out how I can get this PS5 back. I miss Burger Boy. That guy would drop $150 to get a PS5. Where is he right now, man? Where the fuck is he? Because honestly, 160. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to have any other side options. I'm going to wait about a couple weeks. Something might come through. I put myself into a lot of spots as far as trying to figure out options. I don't know. Maybe I'll get a reply back. Maybe I won't. You keep the... Oh my god, they're so adorable. Oh no. Jesus Christ. I'm hoping that if these things work out, then we can just get the PlayStation 5. I'm hoping. A lot of things I'm hoping work out in the near future, but we'll see, right? Okay, well, I think we went aggressively off course. Oh yeah, we did. Because this right here is the Legion safe house. And then over there was our destination. I noticed they always put the safe houses in the worst areas humanly possible. The Brotherhood one was surrounded by Deathclaws. The NCR one was surrounded by, I think, Cazadors, or it was Night Stalkers, one of the two. It's like 3 main enemies of the game that absolutely suck. Let's go to Bradley's shack, and then we'll come back to the nuclear test site. Shadow Star says, "Hey John, how you been lately?" Kind of ducked out a bit. Things calmer here. For some reason, I don't recognize you at all. But yeah, things are calmer. It's good to see you again. I've noticed that there's a lot of people from the older days coming back now that the whole internet drama thing is kind of out the window. I'm hoping yesterday is the last real drama we're going to have for a while because, like, yeah, I effed up on how I responded. There's a lot of stress going on, and I could have handled that better, regardless of who was actually in the wrong. But, like, I want to get back to playing video games, and I want to, pick up again where I left off in 2022. And I noticed a lot of my old viewers are still around. They just have been quiet because of that single situation. What? Hold up. Bradley Shack is somewhere here. Oh. Oh, goodness. Ow! I tripped on a tripwire. It's fine. We do need the... We need the damage so we can heal up. Let's see. You don't know how to spank Deathclaws? Oh, I did that a lot. All the Deathclaws are dead. I killed them all last night when I was doing my thing. That video that's going to surface of us finishing hardcore mode, I think, is the Deathclaws one. If not, well, then I did it off camera. I murdered all of them. All of the Deathclaws. Not just the men, but the women and the children, too. I'm over here being Anakin Skywalker, basically. No, I'm kidding. Well, no, actually, I'm not kidding. It was actually... I did wipe all the Deathclaws out. But anyway, let's see. I remember them from a while back, almost a year ago. Ah, okay. Yeah, there's so many people pass through here sometimes that I forget. Especially if it's been long enough. There's like 4 people that came back recently. And I remember their names because these are people I was really, well, they mattered to me. Let's put it that way, We're going to get to the old nuclear test site, despite how horrible of a decision that probably is. But I'm glad people are comfortable enough to come back now that the situation is over. I guess. I mean, it is over. It's just now we're gotta like let the rest burn off. Like a skin tag. Let it just fall off, right? And then once that is figured out, then I gotta go figure out how I'm gonna rebuild everything. Rebuilding is gonna be a part that sucks. Like, really, that's gonna suck because you guys have to understand. There's a lot of rebuilding in play here. I gotta slowly start figuring out how to rebuild new relationships. Or try to establish how to fix the old ones. God, fuck, I don't want to do that. Here, let's go back talk to people I haven't talked to in so long. Hey, so I know it's been a while, but hey, the idiots are gone. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a fun time to me. Then there's also building up the assets. You guys have no idea how many action figures I lost over the years. All those NECA action figures. You know NECA? Do you guys know about NECA? NECA, NECA action figures. The best character models you could have in a toy line. I had Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, Ghostface, Freddy Krueger. All of these different versions of the Alien franchise. I didn't have the Queen, but that was building up to it before my assets got raped up the ass. Then there was also, what else? There was also, I don't want to sit, I want to get the glasses. There was also the Predators. I had Predator 2, Predator 1, Jungle Hunter Unmasked. I had Snakeskin. I had the Lost Predator. Predators, I had all of them. I did not have a Cyrax NECA action figure, if anyone is wondering. Those don't exist. Alright, here we go. Pull this baby out. I also had, like, all the leather faces from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I mean, I know it's a small thing and probably is not that important to anybody, but I loved my toys, okay? As a grown-ass man, I loved collecting action figures. Those things were fucking cool. So I gotta rebuild all that. Thank God they still sell these things, you know what I mean? The budget's gonna fucking suck. You guys want to donate to the channel, help me rebuild my life? Make it a little bit easier on me, just a little bit. Let's see. You guys don't have to. No pressure, okay? It's just... I figure I'll throw out the air that there's an option to do so. Little red clouds. Let's see. Oh. Her name is Trash. I don't know what to do with that. Anyway, let's see. They didn't have MK action figures. Oh yeah, they got Mortal Kombat. They just don't have, you know, a lolcow Cyrax. Snow Cyrax or Sector or Sub-Zero. I never got them, but I know that they exist. NECA had everything. If you could think, it was like Rule 34, except it was action figures, not porn. You know what I mean? Like, there was always something, and you were never in short supply. If you wanted an action figure, NECA had it no matter what it was. Oh, my lungs. Let's see. Oh, my God. Wow, we were really irradiated. Holy shit. Alright, let's see. We gotta get the hell out of here. Let's see. Either normal smoke or cyborg smoke. I don't know who Smoke is. I know the rest of them. I just don't. Sector. Look, guys, it's the Sector. Look, guys, it's Cyrax. A lot of people in lolcow culture must have been Mortal Kombat fans, clearly. All you have to do is hit where the ground they might be at, and you hit them regardless. That's why I love explosive rounds. Poor Chance, he just keeping on for that $100 a month streaming monies. I will say this: when I saw that he was being covered by libs of TikTok, I was insanely jealous. There's no shame in admitting that I was. I wanted to go mainstream so bad. I wanted the world to hear my story, or at least know who I was. I mean, I've been through so much bullshit. Don't you want to be validated? Don't you want to be seen by the world, you know? And so, when I saw that he got to go mainstream despite all the nasty, effed up shit that he had done in his life, it didn't feel fair, you know? And so I, for a minute there, had a spurg of weakness, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go fight with JD Delay. That always takes off the edge. That's a big YouTuber who knows my name. Like, that's why I did that. It wasn't because, well, I do have an issue with JD Delay being fake. He's a grifter. I don't feel bad for picking on him. Even as a smaller creator, you know? But the issue is that I'm like, I'm fucking pissed at Chance Wilkins. Fucking Diddler's gone mainstream. He's getting all the attention on planet Earth. Me? Can't get nothing for attention. My views are shit. It's like, come on, man. What the fuck? That's not fair. He's a piece of crap. I call out people like him. No one gives a crap. Why do they care about him? And so it's just like, I'm gonna go argue with JD Delay. That's how I'm gonna get, you know, my that's how I'm gonna get my vengeance in the world, I guess. I don't know. Like, it wasn't really about vengeance. It's more like I just figure, you know, if the world doesn't recognize me, I'll go pick on that asshole. Fucking, you know what I mean? JD Delay is my personal bitch, if you think about it. So, like, kinda. Like, at the same time, kinda not. 'Cause he does a good job of trying to pretend I don't exist. He doesn't want his viewers to talk about me or nothing, I've noticed, too. It's kind of funny. But anyway, that's why that happened. If we're going to confess for the weekend, right? I was a little bit upset. As I should be, okay? Let's see. Smoke was the gray one that had bombs that could blow up a whole planet. Again, I never really looked into the story of the game. Sector was the red cyborg with the missiles. Yeah, I definitely didn't know that then. I didn't know that at all. Let's see. Shit missiles from his chest also could teleport like Kung Lao. See, I guess I knew the basic ones, right? Like Scorpion and Sub-Zero and Cyrax. Cyrax being the yellow, mechanically looking one. Reptilian and Reptilian. I should play Mortal Kombat. I just feel like, what if it's too late? Is there even a story mode? Like, I don't know. I feel like I should play it regardless. Shoot. I'm trying to keep a PG here. You don't need to keep PG. Just don't use slurs. I don't want you guys using slurs because I don't want you guys to get reported by some asshole who's monitoring our chat who is not one of us. Okay? I have a lot of haters who like to screw with anyone who's in the audience. And them getting your account terminated is kind of their bread and butter, I've noticed these days. So if you guys don't use slurs, you're good. Beyond that, do what you want, you know? Maybe you need less teeth and head scabs. That's unfair, though. I need to lose my hair and get horrible skin, hair, and head infections just be noticed? You fuck Cyrax. I'm sick of his shit. I'm gonna curb stomp his ass. Cyrax, I still want to know if you want that street fight. You know he's never gonna say yes because he's a bitch. But yet, they give him all the attention because he's a... Is that supposed to be a child? Huh. This just got dark. Let's see. Oh my god. Let's see. LOL god. I think all these people fixate on the stuff because they have a thing for that stuff. But most of the cyborgs from MK3, so you probably only played 1 and 2. I didn't play any of them. I just knew of them. I knew of the culture. I never actually played the games. I wanted to, but remember, guys, next to no budget, and I've never seen Mortal Kombat on any live service. Like, you know, I've never seen Mortal Kombat on Game Pass. It for sure has never been on PS Plus. If it has, I'll eat my boot, okay? I've never seen it on Game Pass or PS Plus. So it's like, never had a chance, you know? That's the thing that sucks about having no money. What the fuck was that? Oh, okay, okay. It's just... Alright. Oh, there's an arm. There's a shit ton of them coming our way. Right, we should probably drop the beer. Let's get these. Let's take one of these. I'm addicted to that. You can become addicted to Coyote Mountain Chew. That is a... Wow. Where's my fixer? There we go. No more addictions. Alright, motherfuckers. Let's do this.
You like that?
Alright, I love... Let's see. How much health do we have? Oh, we're good. Let's see, I love Fallouts, but I hated 76. 76 was terrible. See, I can talk shit about 76 because I went there and I got platinum on it, but it was a terrible game. It was a terrible Fallout game. As an MMO, it wasn't too bad, actually, but as a Fallout wannabe, it was terrible. God, I actually love the hatchet. The hatchet is actually awesome. Do this, and then... Cool, cool. I would like to know where all these people came from.
Come on.
Let's see. But I played one in DOS and on a Pentium 1. Is that a PC type? That sounds like a PC. I've wanted to play those games. I just never could afford them. I'm hoping that changes because okay, so I looked it up online a while back. It would be impossible, apparently, to play... Oh, we do not want the Gecko meat. Anything that lowers your strength or any of your special stats, I just will not eat. Now that I have... What was I going to say? So, I looked it up with ChatGPT. To play every game ever would be impossible. There's just too many games, you know? But then I was thinking to myself, how do you not hit all the big ones in your lifetime? You know? It just feels weird to me you cannot finish every game ever in your lifetime. Especially the real ones. The AAA, the good ones, the big ones, you know. Hold on, hiccups are kicking in. Wow. Holy shit. So I still kind of want to try to do it, you know? Playing all the Mortal Kombats would not be out of the question. And then I could play... I'm sure I could platinum all the Fallouts. I find it weird that ChatGPT's like, you could never finish all those games, and you're, oh, no. Come on. Come on. Where's it at? It's hiding. Yeah, old PC. The old PCs were the best. You can customize those and everything. I want to make my PC look like a Windows 98. Perform like one too. I mean, I want better internet than Windows 98. Don't get me wrong, but like the appearance, I love the old school appearance. I think it's because I miss the old days. I mean, yeah, things were cheaper, or they weren't cheaper back then. I think back then they were actually more expensive. Dude, what the hell is going on my vision? It does that from time to time. I don't know why. Let's do this, and then... Okay, we need to let the next one... The next one's got to hit us as hard as it can. Hopefully it's a Deathclaw. Or the Legion. That's the deal now. So many gamers have such low gamer credit score because they mostly play new AAA long play games. Yeah. I feel that. You please hit me harder than this.
Come on.
You guys gotta like knock off the health. What if I were to just let them continuously fire forever? You think they'd run out of ammo? Let's do 3 of these. Alright. Alright, that'll take off half the points. They're not sure how to react. They're like, God just fucking mowed him down. I am Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Come on.
You shall be terminated, Sarah. There we go. Problem solved. Then he stops. And he turns his attention to him. You're the only survivor. Yeah, you gotta like actually hit me after a point though, man. Drop this, I don't need this.
You like that?
See, I missed those little iBooks. Oh yeah? I do too now that I think about it. We're still gaining health, so it's like... What if I shoot him in the leg? Think you'll be okay? Oh. And somehow we're still gaining health. Alright, powder gangers. You don't say. Let's see. Yeah, I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with my channel. I do think playing video games and I don't know. It's not that I want to get as many playthroughs as possible. It's just that I want to have as much of the experience as possible. I don't know if that makes sense. Does that make sense to anybody? Is that a terrible thing to want? I want to experience as much as I can for what games have to offer, knowing that you only live once. And I figure if I live once enjoying all of this, I don't know, we'll call it, I don't know what we'll call it. TiBBzTV, I guess. Let's just make it simple, right? Yeah. Like, what do we have to sell? Where's the other bodies at? I gotta go behead them. Beheaded. Oh, there he is. And I'm not sure exactly how this guy died. Alright, let's see. I used to have a white unibody from around 2009 era, back when I was in LA, says D-Chad. But the thing definitely couldn't survive East Coast humidity. I had a PC that I put $10,000 into. Programs and parts and everything. Remember that I was living in a group home at the time and had next to no budget, so this was quite the accomplishment. And it was the one thing I was super proud of. I was basically exposing a scumbag, and I had crossed the state from California to Michigan, which at the time I left California because I wanted to get away from the abusive environment I was having to endure. Get my head back together, start living my own life, be my own man. And because there are people in Michigan willing to, you know, help me get started, that's why I came to Michigan. That is the official reason. And unfortunately, my stuff had to be mailed to me, and because it was in a non-secure location, somebody had basically ripped out the brain chip of the PC. And when I tell you that sucked, I cannot stress that enough. So, wound up losing a really good computer as a result. The money that was put into it was lost forever. And at the time, because of how much... Oh, wait! Legionaries! It's a death squad. We're good. I think we're good. I could have sworn there were more. What was I going to say? This is going to become a doozy. There's 2 more down there. But yeah, because of the situation at hand, it was a loss. To get the part needed to fix the issue would have been impossible also, given the time frame that had passed. So, in a nutshell, I lost a lot more because of that one act of criminal behavior. And they only did because they wanted to cover up what they were doing, because they knew the whole world would not approve.
Show yourself. There you are. Come on!
This is the best you guys got?
Had enough?
Seriously, man. Where are you at? Are you seriously running away? Caesar would be ashamed. Fucking ashamed. It was a really good PC, though. And I miss it. I miss it because I had Photoshop on it. I had editing programs for my YouTube channel. I put so much love into that PC. I mean, it's not like I can't rebuild a new one, you know? I can easily build a new one. It's just... that took a lot of time out of my life putting that together. And I guess the problem was that people don't care about your things if it's not their own. And so, as a result, well, how do you put it, you know? Like, I lost some pretty valuable equipment. And that was my big PC thing, you know? That was the one PC that I really do want to try to rebuild again someday. I still don't know how I was going to be able to move it across the, I don't know how I was planning to move it across the state lines either. That was always the biggest debacle, how we were going to do that. See, I found out that the brain chip was ripped out when I received it in the mail. I'm like, why won't it turn on? I go in there's no brain chip. I'm like, you mother... Corruption has always been my biggest pet peeve of society. Let's see. Carton cigarettes, a butter knife, the baseball. We'll sell all the case because we don't need any of those. I don't plan on making ammo in this game. Not trying to whine, talk guy's ear off either. I just figured it's something to talk about, you know. The computer that almost was. We're gonna get there, guys. We're gonna bring it back. I promise. Sell the drugs. I don't need them. I don't like the drugs, guys. But remember that the drugs always seem to like me. Because I don't know why. Why is the... Wait, what? Hold on. Charisma +3, strength +3. It used to be +2. Did they update this game, even though it's on Xbox? We have backward compatibility. What is happening here? So, yeah, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but the strength plus increase for alcohol in this game, right here, used to be +2. Now it's +3. That means they had to have had an update. But that's weird because this game is backwards compatible and I'm playing it on Xbox right now. Via backwards compatibility. They don't update that shit. They just don't, okay? Xbox 360 died some time ago. So I'm thinking to myself, how is it different then? Does that make no sense? They had an update to a game on a console they supposedly can't update, I guess. Or someone's giving us bullshit, but that isn't true because how do they update it? It makes no sense. I don't want the BB gun. Let's see. I have an old Xeon from 2010 they recently resurrected. Now used as an emulation PC for old games only. That's what's up. Like I said earlier, I would love to get back to the emulator, the PS1 and PS2 emulators, because I have PS3 and Xbox 360 and Xbox original emulator as well. Whew, that's a mouthful. But I'd rather have the hard, you know, actual the actual stuff. You know, that's always more exciting. Let's get rid of the Psycho. I guess we don't need the. We keep in the whiskey. We keep in the wine. I've always been a whiskey guy. Vodka's good, but like it's not my cup of tea. Oh, I just ripped ass. So, you guys can just live with that information, I guess. Let's see. Only does up to like PS2 and Xbox OG. No AVXI instructions sit on the brain chip. I guess I don't know what they call it. I think it's like the primary processing chip or whatever. I don't know what it's called. But the chip would have been more expensive than most of the rest of the computer at the time. Just terrible. So upsetting when that happened. Alright. Alright. Oh, wait. We might need to get some ammo, actually.
Welcome, sir, or...
Let's get the silent rounds. Let's get 308s. Let's get these and the explosive rounds, because why not? We might get armor piercing, too. Armor piercing is really good if you want to, like, just cap somebody in the face. The Fletcher rounds are always good to have. The slugs are good. Notice that we're spending less than I was ever intending to spend elsewhere. Anything new in the miscellaneous category? The minigun dampened subframe. Damped. Anyway. Long tube. Choke. I don't think we need to upgrade that. That's already a beautiful gun. Let's see. Using your term is more fun. Oh, yeah? Alright, cool. I'm glad I made something popular. I'm an influencer now, guys. See, we got a prospector's den. I feel we should just keep heading. Yeah, let's do this. It makes more sense. Whiskey and vodka. When you're drinking whiskey, you're playing Fallout. When you're drinking vodka, you're playing Stalker. That's another game we gotta play. I don't know if I want to, actually, I think about it. Stalker's great. It truly is. It's just... That's not a game for people who want to just chill. That's a game for when you want an actual challenge. That's Fallout with difficulty. Like, okay, the difference between Fallout and Stalker is Fallout was made by a moron named Todd Howard. Stalker was made by actual Russians from the area. That's how you know the difference. Fallout is the chess player who never touched grass, so he didn't know what this would actually supposed to look like, right? Stalker they did their on-foot research, you can tell. I'm not shitting on Fallout. I love Fallout. It's such a chill, relaxing game. I feel like a god when I play Fallout. In the game, of course, I promise. But when you play Stalker, it's like, maybe I don't want to experience an apocalypse. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the situation that I have. Hold on. There will be no survivors. I guess cheap vodka would be Metro. Yeah, that is a way to look at that, right? There's a lot of sway on this. Fallout, Skyrim, and Warcraft was peak gaming, I think. Literally everyone was playing it. I guess that was always the point, right? It didn't have to be realistic or even good. It just had to be popular, right? And that's how you know it's a successful game. I think that's why I like Fallout. It had a vibe to it that I think anyone can appreciate. I think what upsets me the most about it is you don't see people wanting to make new Fallout games. Instead, all malnourished. Oh, I put the cows out of their misery, guys. Turns out I was doing these animals a favor. Let's see. He's just sitting out there looking out at the sun like, yeah, the world is great. Has no idea that their family just died behind them. They're malnourished. I'm doing them a favor. You can see it now in the comment section. You heartless asshole! Why them? Why them? I don't know. I wasn't hungry, that's for sure. Let's see. This way, I think. Where are we going? Wait, we're already there. So now we're gonna go to the crashed vertibird, which is that way. Anyway, games now aren't optimized at all. Use the same render engine and shared available market assets. They need to get back to the old way. I've noticed that a lot of games do look exactly the same with their assets. It's actually kind of irritating. Like they say Dragon Age, the Veilguard was a shit game. Well, if you look at it, it looks a lot like a lot of other games. Like, I don't know, Avowed. Two completely different companies, supposedly, too. BioWare and Obsidian somehow have the same assets. Both their characters... Why is it that the horned ladies in both games... I understand crossovers and all that, but this just felt cheap. Like, I don't fucking know. I miss the old days, man. That's why people always tell me, why do you play only the old shit, Tibbs? Why do you never play anything new? Gee, I wonder why. Alright. Like, honestly, why do I play the old stuff? I don't know. Because it was actually, I don't know, good. Right? Like, it's weird to me that people don't put that together. It's like, I'd rather spend $20 on an old game, knowing there was actual love put into it, than play the new shit. I mean, yeah, I want to play some of the new shit. Like, I have never missed a WWE launch. except 2K25 and potentially 2K26. If I get 2K26 before it launches, I'll get 2K25 for free. For 70 bucks. I mean, I'm going to try. It's a way to make up the last couple of years is get the one game that I missed. I was late on 2K23 and 2K24. I'm getting ahead of myself. The point is, there are some new games I'll play. It's just, it's very few and far in between. And mostly the WWE games because that's my private little guilty sin, okay? Like, I like the wrestling games. I think they're fucking, they're trash, but they're like my favorite kind of trash. Let's see. Unreal 5 and good hardware poopify the experience. I think the problem with Unreal Engine 5 is it's just not... It's like AI. AI did not deliver on the promise that was given. Now all those AI companies are kind of just boiling over. Thank God we'll get our fucking RAM back. We can finally get better... We can get consoles to go back in circulation. Do you guys know that? The AI shit is completely just done. They basically said, yeah, it's not making the money that we were told it would make, and so now we don't want it. It's like, well... Ah, shit. Got him. I did not think I was going to get the mini scorpion. No, but AI and Unreal Engine 5 both had that same problem. There was a promise made, it did not deliver. Do we really need hyper-realistic graphics, though? You know what I mean? Do we actually need that? Because, I don't know about y'all, but this game just does it for me. This is just fine. I don't need to be hyper-realistic. I don't want to live and think that, oh, look, it's so close to real life. I've never understood that rhetoric. Of people do that, too. They're like, oh, the graphics are so real. This is the best. Realistic graphics are often the worst. I've noticed that. So why do we give a shit if it looks really close to the real thing, you know? I'd rather have a game that has good mechanics, a good system to it. Maybe a decent story if it's linear, right? If it's a sandbox, it should be fun. You know how you know it's fun? You can play for hours and not get bored. Here's a good example of a sandbox game that I think is fun, that I can play for literally hours and never get bored. State of Decay 2. Oh, I'm so hyped for State of Decay 3. I'm hoping that it's that same magic feel, you know, that thing that makes it feel really good. Because if I can play that sandbox game, kill zombies and loot shit, build up my base for fucking hours, then I'll know they made a good game. That's how you know. Most games were always like that. Back in the old days, you just drove around in circles on a fucking racing game, and that was good enough. And people never got bored. Maybe I should let one of these things sting me. Here. Smaller the scorpion, more potent the sting. What the fuck? Okay. Okay, that's a good starting point. Did she poison me at least? Yeah, sting me, little fucker. There you go. Get out of your system. Come on. When are you gonna poison me? Fucking asshole. We need a bigger one, I guess. I'm looking for a scorpion to sting me with poison. Why he walked away is beyond me. And I guess he's beneath us? Are you a big one at least? Smaller the scorpion, the more potent the sting, but not in Fallout games. Fucking Todd Howard, man. I do have an issue with Todd Howard, but it's like, it's whatever at this point. Let's see, Mario Kart was only 150 cc, and we thought we was kings. It's just wild to me that back then you could just roll around in circles, just driving in circles for eons. Sting me, motherfucker. Are these just non-poisonous scorpions? What's going on here? Okay. Now we can start healing up a little bit. No, that was how you knew games were special back then. You could play the same game for fucking hours. It never got boring. Something about it, you know? Split screen multiplayer local games were the best. Oh, hands down. I used to play this game on PS1 called Spec Ops Ranger Elite. I played with my homies back in the day. We would just kill all the soldiers and shit, but it was like, you know, you didn't need online bullshit, you know? I feel like a lot of the online requirements were just made to fuck with us, man. Because now, you notice after that, PS1 and PS2 was peak gaming, if you want my honest opinion. Because the games back then, you had all the best movie crossovers, all the best racing games. Oh yeah, there was RPG Maker for PS1. Oh, Spider-Man on PS1 was the best, hands down. You also had Toy Story, because, you know, Toy Story, what the fuck, how do you go wrong with that, right? You also had Sarge's Heroes, the OG Alien Trilogy and Alien Resurrection. Alien Resurrection was bullshit, okay? But Alien Trilogy was the best. James Bond, the pinnacle of video games back then, was the James Bond franchise. The World's Not Enough, Tomorrow Never Dies. God damn, that franchise was so popular back then. Did we hit this thing yet? We did. Okay, cool. I miss PS1. That was like the best era. And then PS2 just took it a step further. You had Rainbow Six. I think Rainbow Six was PS2, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure. If not, I think maybe it was SOCOM. I know SOCOM was there. Let's see. If someone came to my living room and called me the N-word nonstop, being a douche, I would kick them out and tell them to go home. Now I'm stuck in a lobby with them. Yeah, it's kind of ass, isn't it? That you don't actually have a say anymore. What is this? God, is it that time already? Okay. The lady friend wants to come over. You know what? I might stream later and do a mute stream, but I also really would like to hang out with her. It's been a empty couple of days. Probably could have used company. So I am going to abandon all of you for a little bit. We'll definitely do this again tomorrow, and I might even stream tonight and do a mute stream. If I do a mute stream, just, you know, Mike, you know how it works. But depends on what she wants to do. If she just wants to hang out, she sometimes will just sit here and watch me play video games. She's like literally the best person in the world. So there's even.
Sounds like a dream scenario. If she's happy just sharing your space and hobby, you've definitely found a keeper. Would you like some game recommendations?
No. Google, as much as I appreciate that, I don't need love advice from AI. What the fuck? Googles are like, she's a keeper, man. Like, who asked you? Stay out of it, Google. Jesus Christ. Thank you at the same time. Like, you believe the audacity of the internet? It's like, hey, man, she might be the one. I'm over getting pissed. Like, what are you, this is a commitment? Anyway, all right. So I'm gonna call it here, guys. I will be back on tomorrow. If not, if I do a mute stream tonight, you'll know, because I'm always, it's always here. Mute streams don't need to go down either. I've noticed that it's usually safe for YouTube. But I'm gonna hang out with somebody. She is an awesome person, and she wasn't here the last couple of days. And honestly, I do think I need the company. Sit down, hang out with a good friend, maybe watch a movie or some shit. I'm not sure. But anyway, guys. Yeah, he's getting tired. That's actually the thing. She probably will end up spending. When she comes here to hang out at 11:30 at night, that usually means she's going to spend the night. So, like, you know, like, what would you rather do? Think about it. If you're in my position, games, hot woman. Like, do the math, right? So I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I think we had a good one tonight. Tomorrow we'll come back on, and I guess tomorrow what we can do is do more of this, or whatever it is I want to play at the time. And we'll talk about ideas on how to get the channel back on its feet. I think we are in the point where we can do that. I appreciate all of you, and if you guys need anything, you know where to find me, right? Comment sections are always there. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Adios.